Okay, so we're on page 2 of our TimeNet limited paper. First thing you need to know is that whenever you're being asked about sales ledger accounts, sales, we're selling to the customer. So anytime it says sales ledgers, it means customers' accounts. So the place we need to go is here where it says customer. And you'll see that when I click on customer, I've got all these icons at the top and I've got an empty page here. But as I create customers, basically the customers will come down here. So the first thing I want to do is I want to create 3 new customers: Barton Metals, Alif Security, Cohen & Co. Try not to use the wizard, because the wizard is where Sage is telling you what it needs. If you click on new, you can put everything in one go. When you click on the new icon, you'll need to know what this screen means and what it actually does. So here is where you put the account number. So for our Barton Metals, our account number is 612. If I clicked on the drop down, if I had customers already, they'd all be listed here. But as this is a brand new company, I'm going to have no customers. When I click OK, what the system will do, when I press tab, what the system will do is it will search its data bank and it will see if there's any customers with that number. If there is, it will bring up the details. But in this case, you can see it says new account. Therefore, the system's telling you there is no one else sharing this account number. You're good to go. Press tab. Tab is the button above caps lock. It will help you navigate around the system a lot quicker, because the mouse in Sage is not going to be user friendly because you are learning the software. But if you press tab, it will take you to where it wants information. So in company name, we're going to type Barton Metals. We will be playing about with the balance later on, but I'm not going to do that now. So this is only when you have converted your company from paper to computerized and that customer owes you money, then you'll put in an opening balance. Inactivate means you want to basically say this customer is no longer in use. We don't want to touch that. So we're going to go tab and tab and tab till we get to registered account. Here we're going to type in the address. So as I was trying to explain to you in step 1, don't worry about street 1, street 2, town, county. As long as you've got everything underneath each other, but the postcode in postcode, that's good enough for your exam. In the real world, you'd have to do it properly, but you're under time restraint. So you haven't got time to figure out if it's a town, city, country. Just type it underneath each other. So 536 Barton Lane, Eccles, Manchester, and then postcode always in postcode. You don't really need to change this, but there's no point me just telling you what you need for the exam. You also need to become familiar with the software, because if you get a job, they're going to want you to do it properly. So here you'll just select what country they're in. Most of this is defaulted to United Kingdom anyway. If you're given a VAT number for the customer, you'll type that in there. Addresses and contacts. So this is your registered address, where the company was registered. You may be registered in London, but your company actually runs in, I don't know, Manchester. So then you'll create the address, or in this scenario, sorry, I said that bit wrong. We're registered in Manchester, but we're trading in London. So here I'd create an address and contacts list. So all stock will basically come to London and not to me, if that makes sense. So I'll just go new and then type it in. Here you'd put in the contact name, the person, you as the accountant will be liaising within that company, what their position is. So the accountant, the owner, the sales manager, whoever you have direct contact with. Telephone 1 will be probably their landline, telephone 2 their mobile, fax, website. If your Sage was connected to the telephone and internet, then you see these boxes, you put your number in, you press that box and it will basically ring the customer for you. So you don't even need to find the customer's number. It will dial the telephone number for you. And if your computer's got speakers, you'll be able to hear the customer without having to lift the handle of the phone. And if you've got a mic on your computer, then you can talk directly into the computer and converse with the customer accordingly. Same with the website. If you wanted to go onto their webpage, you click on that box and it would bring up their website. Exactly the same with the email and so forth. But for your exam, you are going to be asked for the account number, company name, opening balance and their address. We will be looking at customer records more in detail when I start teaching you level 2 papers, but I'm teaching you level 1 for the moment so you become more confident. So all we need to do is basically check our spellings. When we're happy, press save and we can enter our next customer, which is 613. Press tab and you'll see it's telling you there is no other person with that account number. But if I click on the drop down, you'll see that I've got 612 there. And the company name is Alif Security. Tab, 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 and tab again. Enter their address. And postcode in postcode. When you're done, check your spelling. When you're happy, press save and put your last customer in. Tab, Coin and Co. Tab, 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 and put the address in. And save. When you've entered all your customers in, press close and you should see all 3 of them that you created there. Please make sure that you do check all addresses, all account names and numbers. If you've made a mistake on the number, you cannot amend it. You cannot amend it. So it is imperative that you make sure that the account numbers are correct. If you've made a mistake on the name or the address, we can double click and amend it accordingly. So name and address can be changed, but the account number cannot. If you have really made a mistake on the account number and there is no balance or credit limit on the account number, you can press delete and it will say, are you sure? You say yes, and that will delete itself. Like so. Then you can basically go to new and put the customer in again. When you're happy, press save. And there you have it. Creating your customers, level 1 is like that.